Okay, today I'm going to absolutely blow your mind with this eggless red velvet cake recipe. Based off my 5-star rated eggless vanilla cake, this red velvet cake has all the classic elements you want in a red velvet cake, like an ultra velvety texture, hint of cocoa flavor, and gorgeous red color. Topped with a creamy, tangy cream cheese frosting, it is so incredibly delicious. You would never guess that it's made without eggs. So to start off, you want to preheat your oven to 180°C or 350°F conventional and grease two 8x3" cake tins. Today I'm using my homemade cake release to grease my tins. It works so well and is so easy to make. I have the full recipe on how to make it on cakesbymk.com. Set your cake tins aside for now, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 330 grams or 2.5 cups of plain all-purpose flour, 29 grams or 4.5 tablespoons of natural cocoa powder, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And then using a whisk, mix that together until well combined and set it aside for now. Next, in a large bowl, you want to add in 185 grams or 3/4 cup of room temperature plain yogurt, or low-fat Greek yogurt will work as well, 300 grams or 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of white vinegar, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then give that a good mix with a whisk until well combined and set it aside for now. Now the baking soda is going to start slowly activating from the acid in the yogurt and vinegar, and it's also going to help neutralize the taste of the yogurt a little bit so that, our cake isn't too kind of tangy or tart. Now while that's working away, in a microwave safe jug or bowl, add in 113 grams or 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, 50 grams or 1/4 cup of unflavored vegetable oil, I use canola oil, and 240 grams or 1 cup of whole milk. And then you want to heat that up in the microwave until it's hot to the touch and you can see a bit of steam coming from the mixture. You can do this over a stovetop too if you prefer. Now at this point you want to return back to that yogurt mixture from earlier. It should be frothy by now. And now to that you want to add in 1/2 of the hot milk mixture along with 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla and 3.5 tablespoons of red liquid food coloring. And then using a whisk, mix until well combined. Next, add in 1/2 of the pre-sifted dry ingredients from earlier, and again using a whisk, gently stir until just combined. You don't want to overmix. Now next, add in the remaining hot milk mixture and mix until just combined, and then finish off by adding in the remaining dry ingredients and whisk until just combined and the batter is evenly mixed. So that is our batter all done. It has the most gorgeous dark red color to it. And now you just want to evenly distribute this into our 2 pre-prepared cake tins from earlier. I like to weigh my cake tins just to make sure that I have an even amount of batter in each cake tin. And then you just want to give the tins a little shake and drop them lightly on the counter to remove any large air bubbles. And now these are going to go into the oven for 28 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs on it. So my cakes are out of the oven now. They honestly just smell so incredible. They've been cooling in the cake tins for about 20 minutes just to give them a little bit of time to firm up. And now I'm just running a thin knife along the edges to release the cakes from the cake tins and turning them out onto a wire rack to completely cool. Now if you take a closer look at these cake layers, you can see just how incredibly soft and moist they are. Now while these cakes continue to cool, we're gonna go ahead and make my super delicious cream cheese frosting. It is so easy to make. To a large bowl, you want to add in 225 grams or 1 cup of room temperature unsalted butter, and using a hand or stand mixer on a medium-high speed, cream that for a few minutes until it's light and fluffy. Next, add in 570 grams or 4.5 cups of powdered sugar in 3 batches while mixing on low, making sure that each batch is mixed in well before adding in the next. Now to finish off, add in 335 grams or 1.5 cups of cold cream cheese. Make sure to use a firm cream cheese, not the spreadable type. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla and 1.5 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And then just mix that in on a medium speed until the frosting is well combined and smooth. You want to avoid over mixing though, because the more you mix, the softer the frosting is going to become. And then that is my super delicious cream cheese frosting all done. So my cake layers are completely cool now, so we can start stacking this cake. So first I'm going to level the tops of the cake layers using a serrated knife so that they're nice and flat. This is just going to make it so much easier to stack and decorate our cake. Next I'm placing my first cake layer onto my cake stand and spreading out a generous amount of the cream cheese frosting on the top using my offset spatula. My next cake layer then goes on top, and again I'm spreading out a generous amount of frosting on the top, and then I'm also covering the sides as well. Now once the cake is fully coated in frosting, I then like to go in with my cake scraper and smooth out the edges, and then I use my offset spatula to bring that top lip of frosting into the middle of the cake so that I have some nice smooth edges. Now to finish off, I'm going to place my remaining frosting into a piping bag with a 1M piping tip on it, and I'm going to pipe some swirls on the top of my cake for a bit of extra deco. Now you may still have a little bit of frosting left over, so you can totally do some more piping too if you like. And then that is my beautiful eggless red velvet cake all done. This red velvet cake is so moist and velvety in texture. It has great flavor and pairs so incredibly well with that cream cheese frosting. You honestly wouldn't tell that this cake was made without eggs. It is so good. It has all the different elements that you want in a red velvet cake, and these cake layers are just so incredibly soft and moist. And that cream cheese frosting just pairs so incredibly well with this cake. I promise you, if you took a bite out of this cake, you would have no clue that it didn't have eggs. So that is it for today, guys. If you do decide to give this gorgeous red velvet cake a go, then please do leave a review on my blog. It really helps my content out, and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I'll see you in the next video.